I have the ANA N64 in this box for everyone to have a look at, and I'm pretty excited about filming this video and about the story on how I got this. So in Australia, the ANA doesn't pop up very often. It is a Japanese console only, and the variant of the N64. So when they come up for sale, generally they're loose and not from a dedicated collector. So when I had contacted this person regarding a Justco 30th anniversary N64, he also mentioned that he had the ANA. Now, this was not on my list to buy, but because it is in new condition, which we're going to open up and find out any imperfections and so forth, I just had to have it. So a little bit of information on this particular unit. It was given away between February and April in 1999 by the All Nippon Airlines, which is ANA in Japan. So it was for travellers on domestic or international flights. A lottery or prize was drawn based on their seat number. Luckily, the people who won this particular unit held onto it. It did come in another outer box with the logos and so forth on it, which was white with blue text. This boxed console, yes, as I said, it is new, unused. It didn't come with the outer box. Bit of a shame, but they're very hard to come by. I believe there's maybe only one collector in Australia that has that other box. If you know anyone else, you can hit the comment and let me know, direct me to their YouTube or their Instagram, and I'd definitely love to follow them. So the ANA unit did come with 2 games also. I wasn't too sure on the history of this particular console until I looked a little bit more up on it. Only because when I purchased the unit the other day, the seller told me that these 2 games come with it. Now, I wasn't sure if they come with it because that's when he purchased it, they come with it, or if it was given away as a prize, and they were given away as a prize. So this is Hey You Pikachu, which was released in Japan and North America. It's a pretty cute game, but you do need to, I think, speak Japanese. We have tried to play that at home. So I did have this. This one is new in box. My one was a pretty poor version, so I'm very happy to have a brand new one. The second game that was given with the unit is Pocket Monster Stadium, which is also known as Pokemon Stadium for the rest of the world. In Japan, they are referred to as Pocket Monsters. So again, this is brand new, and it comes with the Game Boy Transfer Pack, all unused. So these 2 were given away with this in my first pickups video or haul when I got these home. I didn't know that information at the time. So further to the ANA, it does look like a standard box, Japanese N64. Very, very cool stuff. I think that this box art's probably one of the best. Definitely better than the PAL Australian version. So let's get it open. It does have the manual in its baggie. And one of the other things I like to do is just always check that the serials do match. The unit does come with a controller and the power supply, which I'll just leave in there. And the controllers, this one is new, so I'm just going to keep it in there, but I will take the console out. The controller unfortunately didn't have the ANA logo printed on it. The Lawson's J-League does. But that is another prize unit that I have never come across, and it is the last one on my list if I'm going to obviously continue all the variants for Japan. Let's have a look at the console. The print job is actually really good on this. Yeah, and even opening the bag, I can just, I don't know, it just got a certain smell. It smells really good, like just brand new electronics. So let's have a look at the serial. So I believe it does match. So the instructions are for this particular unit, which is really cool. The other things regarding the promotion, it only went for a number of months. They aren't sure how many went into production of the ANA N64. Anything online seems to be is just a guess. I'd love to say there's just a couple of hundred. Maybe there really is only a couple of hundred. That would be fantastic. But yeah, they had a cool Pokemon jet that I've found pictures of online. Looks really sweet. And yeah, so this was the prize unit. So there are 2 prize consoles. This is one of 2. The other one, and my final unit to get, is the Lawson's J League, which was also given away as a lottery, but that one seems to be a little bit harder to find. This particular ANA isn't as hard to find, I think, maybe compared to like 5 or 6 years ago. I do travel to Japan a few times a couple of times a year, and I've never found this for sale. I hadn't found a Justco for sale. Yeah, some of the harder ones, even though I go off the beaten track and I do go to quite a lot of stores and stuff like that, yeah, I've never been able to find them. So that is why when this came up in Australia, I had to get it. A lot of people have asked me on what I pay for consoles, and rule of thumb, especially for N64s, I don't generally pay over $100. I've waited a many number of years, even though this wasn't on my list, the Justco was, and I waited probably 6 years before I made that purchase. I missed out on a couple that were really cheap. When they first came out and started to be for sale though, I realized that, you know, it was really, really expensive. So all in all, this one I did pay 500 AUD for, and it is new. Yes, it's I've taken it out, but I'm actually probably not going to plug this one in. In the way of the box condition, it does have box wear on it. It also has like a crease mark here, a nick here, and also some box wear here and sort of like a small indentation. Overall though, it's a small price to pay for the outer box to be slightly damaged, but everything to be complete, the serial number be matching, and also you know, be you know, brand new, unused. So I think that yes, I, you know, paid a lot of money for it in Australian, and more than I've paid for any of my other Nintendo 64 consoles, bar my my charcoal PAL original, because obviously I bought that brand new, you know, back in the 90s, but so technically that's, you know, full price, but this was a fair price for a ANA. And I was not aware that the 2 brand new games were coming with it, and I actually didn't know about those until, you know, yesterday or whatever. So I hope I've given you a little bit more information on what this particular console is, where it came from, a little bit of history. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how many units there were. It would just be, you know, a guess, a stab in the dark, really. And current pricing on this in Australian of what I did pay for. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll try and do unboxings of all of my other Nintendo 64s, the year that I purchased them, how long I've maybe been looking for them, and I'll also give you an indication on what sort of pricing and the year, because obviously I've been collecting them for quite some time now, how much I pay for each one. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.